My name is Jonathan. I am at Fit for Life Health and Fitness. So we are a boutique gym in the Dandenong Ranges in Victoria. And our focus is primarily new mums. So we've got a creche there and a couple of other avatars being kind of those busy professionals as well.
Awesome. Before you reached out, what sort of problems were you facing?
Yeah, I think the problem for us was largely lead flow, right? Like we were crushing it on referrals, which meant, the view for us was if referrals are good, then you kind of pour the money on to actually turbocharge your growth. But we didn't know how to do that. So we didn't have a predictable kind of sales or lead flow strategy. And that's kind of what was driving me to reach out.
Before you ended up buying, did you have any hesitations? And was there something in particular that made you kind of like get over the line?
Yeah, I mean, the hesitation was whether the kind of the guy that was following me around the internet swearing at me was gonna like damn the shit out of me. But then I realized there's no one would spend that much money following you around, and that many results that were able to kind of be thrown at you with that retargeting campaign. That kind of it was like that undeniable proof where I then was like, you know what, I've got nothing to lose. At least if I book it in, and I know I'll know either way. So it was effectively, yeah, kind of seeing it so often, and then there were so many case studies that kept coming up that I was like, you know what, this has kind of got to be a thing.
So far, what has changed with your advertising, and have you had any really cool results that you want to share?
Yeah, I think the thing for us that's changed is we've now got a repeatable process, right? Like we actually know where the lead's going to come from and how they're going to come through. And all our landing pages are set up for exactly the type of person we're going for. And I think the biggest thing for us is we added nearly 40 people last year. We've already added, I just the numbers before I saw you, 7 people this year already in 2 weeks, and we'll add 10 this week. And another 30 are in the pipeline just from this year as well. So
Mm,
yes, it's crazy at the moment.
that's sick. Is it like month to month like memberships and stuff?
Yeah, so they're on a weekly membership,
Mm.
and there's kind of 2 tiers that we're trying to send them to, that we try and get them on board at the lower tier if they're kind of a bit hesitant, and then we've just seen 90% graduate to that higher tier after a couple of weeks or even a month or two.
It's nice when it's a recurring thing rather than a one-off as well.
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
really build on it.
yeah. You just kind of work to
Um,
retain them then. So yeah, it's the fun part.
so on that, have you had any sort of like, how's it sort of affected you personally, professionally, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I up until 30 days ago, literally 23rd of December, I was a lawyer for 14 years. So I worked in FMCG, launched a couple of brands there, then went across to agency and was a lawyer with the agencies, so all the big marketing agencies. So I kind
Mm.
of got quite good at SEO, outranked them, and realized if I'm actually going to be a lawyer, I'm going to go and do it for real. And then all of a sudden, I met Loz, who ran the gym before she met me, and then kind of put stuff into play with her. And then it was only after we kind of worked with you guys that we're able to grow it enough that I could step out of that. So I was able to kind of finish up as a lawyer last month, and go full time with Lozzie to try and grow this thing. And yeah, I mean, the thing is with that is the speed to lead stuff, right? It's just being able to be there with her, take a call from, you know, an email comes in 5 minutes later, you're on the phone with someone and they're booked in for a session the next day. It's really rewarding to be able to help mums get their fitness back, give them a place to come in, all hang out,
Mm.
and just get fit together. And a place where they can bring their kids to, right? So they don't feel like they're in a gym full of gym bros or have to leave the kids at home with, a carer or something. They're all kind of in it together, getting fit and strong. Yeah, and it's just a bit more rewarding than just sitting drafting contracts all day.
So out of everything in the program, the workshop, the support, anything like that, what was like the one or two things that you really valued learning the most or you found the most helpful?
Yeah, I think on the program side, I think it was just the learning how, right? Like sitting there and seeing you guys run through like push this button, turn off this setting, don't let Meta steal your money this way, right? Like having that insight from Google and a Meta perspective, and takes the stress out of it, right? Because the platforms are always changing, so having access to that is great. But then also the support, right? Like if you ever got a problem or if anything breaks, like it eventually will, just jump into school, you'll get it fixed that day, or jump into the 4 million advisory calls that are on, right? And you're always going to have someone to get you help. So I think having the understanding of how stuff works and how to do it in the advisory calls as well as the workshops is kind of the things I've loved.
I like it too. It's I in speaking of it being rewarding, I worked at like done a few agencies in the past, just obviously
Yeah,
like managing accounts, and like never in a million years did I think I'd go into coaching. My mom's a teacher. I never saw it being within my
yeah,
wheelhouse. And then we started doing it. And I was like, oh, I get why people like this. Like it's
yeah,
so much more rewarding seeing that light
yeah,
bulb moment happen
yeah,
than just like doing it for someone.
yeah. Well, I worked at Dentsu, the big Japanese advertising and marketing agency, and I worked in
Yeah.
their SEO side and then their paid media side. And I would see the stuff that shit would be delivering, and it would be absolute garbage. And I'm like, I am not like, give the guys their money back. I'm not even going to fight this. Give it back. Yeah, which is why a lot of the boutiques just started cutting their lunches and taking all their clients because
Mm,
it's just not a good way to do it. So yeah,
no, nobody knows the business as well as the business owner.
yep,
Like the stuff that we would get, like you can do all of the onboardings in the world and all of the getting to know them in the world, but like if you're not there in the business every day, you're
yeah,
not going to be able to write as compellingly as
yeah,
someone with a bit of coaching. Like
yeah.
the passion
I
isn't
always
there.
I always say it's quite funny. I'm writing ads as like a 35-year-old mum, and they're converting like crazy. So
You understand them. That's
yeah,
all it
I do.
takes.
Yeah,
I had a
exactly.
call with someone just before, and he was saying that he always like he just basically like listens to the customers and then repeats what they say back to them in their own language in the
Yeah,
ads. And I was like, that's
yeah,
literally what Brandon does. Like people say, like, oh, Brandon, it was like you were reading my mind. He's like, I'm
yeah,
just listening to what the members tell me and
yeah,
saying it in their words. Like,
yeah.
perfect. And last one, if anyone was unsure about booking a call, if they're on the fence, what would you tell them?
Yeah. If you're unsure about booking a call, I'd always say just book it in, right? Because you're gonna at least know either way, whether it's for you or whether it's not. And if you're unsure, I mean, there's always the thing that you'd be unsure about is, am I going to get the support on the way through? And the support is there all the way through. So, yeah, if you're ever unsure, just book it in and literally ask as many questions as you want, and annoy him on the call. So, yeah, that way at least you get your information and you get to know about it before you kind of make a decision.